Hi, my name is Theodore Cottingham with the School of God in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, USA. And I'm teaching you how to be God in your shoes. If you will create it, to be the voice of, instructing God to be it, forming no other in your shoes. For another life, this is the day God is forming God, regenerating God by the words of God to be the new covenant understood, the new covenant flow of my living word, where I am one, and one is one who knows me becomes me, and the word is established, and the permanent hearing of me never goes away again. This is school. I am here to teach you. And if you don't want to learn this way from me, there are many other schools, but there's only one me. And if you choose to be me, to have the consciousness of Christ, learning how to become God again, because God you are, God you were. Now, knowing it again is not enough. You develop into the maturity of the living God. So to have the Christ consciousness about the consciousness, about God, about your position is not enough. About doesn't transform you. You must come into a learning system that is transformative, where you yielded are to the process of becoming, because you are birthing something. You are creating it with your voice. And if you're not willing to spend the hours doing it, and the consecration, the devotion of writing with your hand, with your pen first, then you're short-circuiting the process. And I'm asking you not to help the butterfly out of its chrysalis. There is a way that seems right to your mind, your mechanical mind, that says, oh, I can do it this way. I don't need to write longhand because it's already transcribed. But I'm asking you to involve yourself in the process of processes that conform to no other. I'm not asking you to do data memory about, or to read something and then vomit it back up to someone else. I'm not asking you to recite facts, points, or make a 3-point sermon. Or am I asking you to do something that seems hard, that takes time? Are you willing? If you're going to be in this school, the school of God, it takes time. It takes devotion. It takes consecration. It takes yielding. Because you are surrendering to learn you from you through your word that forms you properly this time. There are no shortcuts here to forming God. You are God. Now become it and fulfill the shoes you wear. Fulfill your responsibility. I'm asking you to no more abdicate your throne. A kingship to become the king I am. The king of one. All becoming the king. And all girls will be kings too, for we will change what that word means to no more be genderfied by stupidity. I'm asking you to change what you thought about this school, what you thought about becoming God or being God, and relinquish your right and title to it no more, to have God come through you, forming you, you being it, seeing it on your throne, ruling as, so you do the miracles. This is Earth Day, not. This is God Day, for you to be day one in, forming it, fashioning it. And there is a way, a process. I have given you in these words for years. Now I'm doing something new. I am teaching you this way. Yesterday, I gave you a lesson, a message, 36 minutes. This is your foundational message that I start with this day. Day one's message, yesterday's message, those 36 minutes. Value them. Transcribe them with your own hand. Longhand. Yes, longhand. Yes, that may seem laborious and unnecessary, but it's part of the process because you are creating something that's not recreating you in the state you've been in. There's a process. Now come into the beginning and begin. And see yourself in school if you will be it. Enter into me, my mind, to free yours to be God, serving no other. So you see, this is different now, and my videos are changing because I'm no longer teaching about God or telling you what I'm about to do. Or am I telling you to grow up? This is school, God's school. God's school for a reason. God to grow it up. Okay? There's a way to do this. And I'm explaining the way for you to come out of sorrow and create a new life, a new you, and not just be worried about making money, putting it in bags with holes. I'm asking you to grow up and be the living God, creating a new heaven and earth in you first. And you do it by simple humility. Begin. So I'm asking you to do what's necessary. To comply, to create. You, as me. Will you learn to hang new worlds in space? Will you no longer be satisfied with a little paycheck to listen to a few people's words and be stuck to earth? and speed limits of other? I ask you to accelerate out of here at some point. Or do I take you by the hand at this moment, leading you by my hands? Will you give me your hand for a moment to guide you, to lead you out of truth that poses as it but isn't? Are you willing to become a new creation and heal the earth, healing each other because you love them and you give your life for them? Or is your life in each other? Are you all one life? I'm asking you to let God speak to you directly in order to teach you who you are, what your identity is, where you're from, what your purpose, mission, role, and task is in life. For it's to be God again, I submit to you. You can learn if you want to, but it takes time, effort, and energy. For you are creating not the Son of God, not again, or are you creating the daughter who has a womb, who have the birthing privilege of me to birth me? I am the Mary, and you're the Joseph, not. We're the seed of Abraham, not. We're the seed of God, no longer looking for a land to come. It's between our ears, forming us not to be sorrow. We are the living word, the word dynamic, the word that creates. The word, you see, must come into you in a way that you let form it you to be the works doing, the powerful me, the one who's most humble of all. So do what's necessary, if you will, to comply with how this school works. This is the school of God for you to become it. And loving each other, love each other equally, and see all valued as the King I am, and value your words first to heal you. So you're not just writing a paper. You're not just transcribing a logical process in. You're creating the new you. So as you transcribe the words of the lesson I gave you yesterday, carefully think about what you're doing, not or will you. Begin as a little child. Pick up your pen. And if all you can write is in big block letters, do so. But you'll soon begin to write cursive writing. You'll soon learn to know me in a different way because you're connecting me the phrases in a different way than hearing me going your way, seeing your reflection in a mirror and then forgetting who you are. You're creating something. You're creating the image of you imagelessly. So you are no longer taunted by religion or visible reality or what someone thinks of you. You're no more trying to please a God. Transcribe the lesson yesterday with your own hand. I am asking you to. And value what you are doing. Value the time. Turn off your phone. Let not distractions detract you from the mission. You're restoring the kingdom of heaven to reality for it to be one. Begin writing the words and key phrases important to you, underline. And as you transcribe these paragraphs, you choose how you punctuate them, if at all, and you choose what you underline. And you choose how you connect and what you connect. Or will you let me connect in you that which I am, serving you in service to no other? I'm creating God the connections of, and I'm asking you to. Be this process, in this process, removing all guilt and doubt. Are you willing to be a little child for a little while? Learn this way, please. Begin writing out on yellow or some kind of tablet paper, whatever size is commonly normal for you where you are, 8.5 by 11. Every page you take out and start with, date it. And put the time of day. And put the page number with a slash mark where you come back, and when it's complete, after the slash, you put how many pages there are. So the first one is page 1 of, maybe it's 10 pages. And then 2 of 10, 3 of 10. You're valuing it, and you're learning to learn a new way. So now, as you underline certain phrases, you will notice I go to many subjects, many ways, at the most inopportune time. Or suddenly, I change meanings in the middle of a sentence. Or you suddenly realize that phrase can mean 2 different things. Maybe opposites. But you see, and you take time. And then you'll see, maybe you underlined a couple things near the top of the page 1, and you keep writing, and you get over to the bottom of page 2, and you make a connection. You see, oh my gosh, something that was said at the top of page 1 is amplified, explained, added to, in a multi-layered way over here on page 2. It's like, oh, you're putting something together. A thought from page 1 with a thought from page 2. You connect. But you're not just drawing little lines on paper. You're creating that connection in your mind. And your mind is God's fuel for you not. But you are fueling God, the mind of change. And God changes every day. In fact, every moment. For God's brain is in neutral, not again. Or are you standing on the reference system of me? Or will you refer to God no more as born from another to another? For God, you are willing to be if you love me. What will you love this day? Your words of separation no more? I am asking you to come into a learning system that births you, that births the new me as one. You see, when you do this and you sit down at a table without distractions, you're not just trying to still your mind or come to a quiet place to connect, to use some mantra or meditate on something. This is the activity of God in motion, and you value it. So you begin with the simplicity of a child. Whether you are a neurosurgeon with multiple college degrees, whether you've written many books, whether you're esteemed by many people or not, or whether you can hardly write cursively, you come the same way. And you value each other when you are in this school, whether you can read and write or not. And if you can't read, there's people who will teach you. And God will teach you. And God will come through those people who love you. And your discernment will flourish. And you will learn to do what I do in becoming who I am, that one God is. There's no room for debasement of other in this school. And if you come to this school, you will know its values and you will care for each other. You will debase no one at any time, or you won't be here at all. There's respect in the kingdom of God. You can say I'm not a respecter of persons, but I respect all equally, whether you think so or not. And I'm telling you how this school works. And it behaves accordingly. We engender love because we are the gender of love. And love is never put down by another. Take out your tablet. Get a tablet. Transcribe these words. And complain not to yourselves because it's laborious. You're creating something and you're laying the foundation. This is day one. What are you creating? A new world, a new people. Rejoicing now. Flight time's here. But you begin this way, as a simple child, learning to hear the voice of God in you, that is you, teach you the new covenant path to rejection no more, wanting another's acceptance. You're creating you without dependency on any book, principle, or party. You're making decisions for the vast whole, not or are you coming into a new way of thinking, so that the master mind of thinking no more capitalizes you in its capture of you. I'm asking you to learn and be in school if you will pay the price. And the price is time, willingness, surrender. Doing things that are beneath you? Or are you no more called in your mind to be a certain way? Or will you conceive God conceiving you now? The new covenant, being one who you are, not separate from the voice that connects creating the frame of reference where miracles heal each other and you do things you never imagined because you're not this body laden by. You can walk out of it anytime. Or will you change and no more be the destitute me wandering around in the desert? The proximity of heaven, not her. Are you approximately saved no more from you? Or will you change how you think about all these terms? And let me inside you that creates a kingdom of light that births you because you're me, the power of one sound mind, not, or do we operate by light? With a mind that no more conquers us in its religion, its form of its neurons, logical means of you. Okay. You begin to transcribe these words. Pick up your pen. Now see in these words a learning system that will come to you if you're not afraid of it. And don't think to short circuit it. There are many ways to sorrow be bound by. But ultimate confusion is not the answer nor the goal. I'm asking you to the new covenant construct to be it, so that you will flow these words this way of the kingdom of Christ, the consciousness of one, growing up, God to be it, in the chair of God, the mind of one. There's a foundational process. Day one's here, folks, and you're creating you. You're calling you into the composition of you. How you do this, how you value it, and how you take time. Now, I'm asking you, the school of God, to report to. Not. But there's no report cards here like a lot of other schools. You're responsible to you. And you know how many hours you will spend or what you are willing to do. Or will you get on your knees no more for another? Will you pick up your pen? Will you learn to write the first person words of me, God being it, you, one mind with? Solidified no more in failure, or will you be the Spirit? Confirming Spirit's choice, will you no more need spiritual terms to gather you, to garner you? I'm asking you to come out of all of the thinkings of the past and begin as a little child who will care and be concerned now about your privilege and what you're hearing, and come and learn the learning system of one, the educational system of God. I have given you Meonics for years, many lessons about, described, explained, asked. And I'm asking again this way, this day. C, I am teaching a new method not. I am videoing these words for you to ask you to come into the power of you by the love of you. And let your love not be stymied because you think a shortcut is around. I'm asking you to do things you thought you'd never do as an adult, as a master this, a master that, a PhD, or anything else, no matter what language you served in. I'm asking you to begin with the willingness, not just to hear the mind of God, but to become it, to surrender and grow it, to teach others, to shed your light, to create courses and write papers where you share those papers with other students. And you teach them to write who don't know how, because you love them. But you do not derail your process in helping another. You look for you first, for you are creating you with the focus of I am one, loving all to love all being one. Now, if this seems super cumbersome, it's not. But it takes diligence to crown the light. The light you no more wear on your face or on your head in some chakra system. This is the beginning of sorrow's knot. It's the beginning of diligence to be saved from what we've been taught, so that we come out of the lives of sorrow and begin to heal each other. Because we're no more powerless. So the mind of power begins with simplicity and humility. And if you don't have it, stay out of my way. You haven't paid the price. You don't know who you are or what's going on or what your privilege is, but I'm telling you this day, it is here among you. And you can walk among people and you can heal the crowds. But that is not the objective of the power. The power is in the mind to heal, but the power operates by love that curses it no more and creates sorrow no more. I'm asking you to love each other in joy, you first, and you are responsible for you. There's no pointing the finger at someone else and saying, Eve told me, Eve made me, religion taught me this. Some pastor, some parent, some child or authority figure. You are picking up your own pen to have sorrow no more in your life. So yes, you come as a little child. You sit down at a desk or wherever. Maybe you find a tree to sit in somewhere. It doesn't matter. But with humility, you come to serve me no more. You come to seek me no more. You come to be who you are and crown the light with the lineage of faith, not, but loving kindness. The face of God reveals itself to the self be not subject to. I'm asking you to see that you are not separate. And you begin in the school. If you want to know and become the words of God, hearing the voice of God every day, being it, not secluded, but operating in the realm of one, you can. This is the great opportunity. Now, revising everything. You think you know? You may. A learning system to teach you about you is what I'm talking about. You begin to learn when you're willing to learn from you that you haven't been right. So you don't try to make everything you're learning conform to what you thought was right in the past. You see, there's a willingness to be you and love you, forgiving you. These things are inextricable values to the kingdom of God. Don't be afraid of failure. There's no failure here. There's only ignorance. Because when you know you will shine. You will have the ability. You will create the discipline. It comes to you as you come to it. What is it? Surrender. What is it? Power. What is it? Grace and glory. What is it? The mind of God, one. As you come to it and woo it, as you transcribe, you will begin learning because you will begin connecting and hearing things that all of a sudden will connect you with other thoughts. Some be God, some may not. But you can make notes in the margin. And you can connect. And all of a sudden you think, oh, wait a minute. Is that right? And that's good. Question it. Question these things. Cultivate curiosity. You are leading leadership. And you begin in leadership with humility to be led by the hand that picks up the pen and creates the words of the living God that creates creation all over again. That's you operating in the realm of peace and power. You learn your gifts. You learn your privilege. You learn how valuable each other is to you in the learning system that never fails. The sovereign choice of you is up to you. To be the sovereign, because you're responsible for you. You're responsible to you. Because the judge of you is you. There's no one else to judge you. There's no one else to condemn you. There's no one else to exonerate you or wear your crown. For you are needed here. We are all one. And that's why we take time to heal. That's why we take time to teach English, to teach people how to read, how to write the words of I am one. That's why we help people learn mechanics or vocation. Or is this something of another world that's combining us not to be limited to sorrow? There are no magnetics here that keep me afraid of you. The lesson yesterday now. Transcribe. Get the tablet. Get some kind of device that plays it again so you can start and stop where you learn to facilitate the learning system of you. For yours will not be just like mine, but very close, in proximity. Or will you be suddenly coming into something, a learning system, that you begin to fashion with faith not but love? So how you do this makes all the difference. And how you approach you, because you are coming into the presence of one. Not doing this mechanically. But yes, you are. But you're not limited to the mechanics of it. You're not limited to the information overflow of it or the data stream of what you seem to be reading or writing. You're creating the connections of the Most High to create something new here, the new covenant of. And this is my mind I've given you to be it. one mind of God, healing God, to be all God, healing the world, the earth, and farther. Begin with you first. And there will be sharing between you. There will be seminars here in Tulsa, or I'm in Eureka Springs right now. I'm asking you for your willingness to increase, you to teach you by the words that you have fashioned you by no more. And all the prophets, priests, and kings and teachers will no more have authority over you. For I authorize you to be you. And who am I? A little guy in Eureka Springs that's gone through this process. Still in it too. I learn by these words that I record each day. And yesterday, I know something happened. Yesterday, I knew as I began to speak, something was coming forth a different way, through a different feeling, a different energy. Time had changed. And now it's time to act. There is a time to initiate where you have the opportunity. The door is wide open to you. And no one can close it but you. And no one else can open it for you. But you choose. I'm in Eureka Springs for now. My name is Theodore Cottingham. This is a lesson in the school of God to become it. For the original you is no more left behind. The original you is no more hanging on a cross or waiting for God to come. The original you is reclaiming its territory, not. But the way to come is, I will come home now. I will be the power. I will wear the crown. I'm the favored son, not. I'm the chosen daughter who birthed my words and learned through surrender to operate in the kingdoms of one. Crowning the light, you walk in leadership with humility, abasing no one. My name is Theodore Cottingham. I love you all, every one of you. Thank you for listening to these words, bearing the word, birthing the word, creating the word, letting the word create you, that prepares you for no separation, but leadership in the realm of one. You are a leader, and it's time to lead. Choose your path well, my dear friends. I love you. Theodore Cottingham with the School of God. Online, theschoolofgod.us. Create these words. Create the words that create you. In a far country no more. Come home to the realm of one, creating it. And burst through every blockade easily not. But there'll be no sorrow here. But the wailing and gnashing of teeth will no more be what this prophecy is about. There's no hell held here in you anymore if you will be the realm of the I Am One. I love you all. Light your path and let your path be lit with words of sorrow no more. I love you. Honor the real you, that Christ is born again, believing it not through a prayer, but through the words that you conceive day by day in this process of becoming the new covenant me. I love you. Good day. Share these words, live them, love them. Become the I am one. And love each other. Value your word. Be punctual. Care for your kids, your parents, aged or not, dementia or not. Love them. And if somebody spits on you, don't worry about it. Just love them. Forgive them. And go do your business, becoming who you really are. The regal crowned by light, and no one else can crown you but you. You, the loving kindness, become it again. Exonerate all in love. Thank you for sharing these words, for listening, for becoming the I am also. Thank you for being a part of this school, coming to the website, exploring it. Become an adventurer in your power. Come out of your shell. Come out of all that has dumbed us down. Line by line, precept by precept? No. This is the foundation of the acceleration of the accelerated me to do new things, new ways. I love you all. I go for now. Thank you again. Theodore Cottingham with the School of God in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Good day. Thank you. Thank you. Be the real you.